Alright, and now we're over at your blog at blog.eastwesthealing.com. And so if we look at this, let's look at some of the call to action here. So, you go down, let's say we read your article, and then you write here, Josh is the owner of East West Healing and Performance, which are dedicated, etc., your health, improving that, holistic approach to exercise, etc. And then at the end you say, for more information on Josh or to set up a free consultation, please visit eastwesthealing.com. So I think that this is a good start for a call to action, but I think you could make your message a bit more in tune with your goals, and I think you could make it significantly, well, just more in tune with your goals. I mean, so let's say it like this, okay? So now you have, from what I understand, the limited information I have from you, you have two goals, and one is to get local clients and one is to get long distance clients, okay? So let's say somebody stumbles upon this blog post, right? And they're on the internet, and chances are they're not from San Diego County, and they're not gonna drive all the way down there unless they're some celebrity. Maybe they will, but let's just say for the sake of argument that this person lives in Kansas and they found this, and they really like what you wrote, and they think it's great, but they assume that unless they live in the San Diego area, there's no way they can get your services. So what if you were to change this blurb a bit and just maybe, so you explain that stuff, and that's great, it helps potentially make people more confident, and then you put like two little bullets and you say, we do long distance coaching over the phone to help you improve your health no matter where you live. Or, and then your second bullet about your local services, come in and we'll sign up right away. So I think that my feeling is that from this blurb right here, it isn't necessarily clear that you offer long distance services, and it may be obvious to you, but it's not necessarily obvious to somebody who just landed on this post and read through it. So I think that's one place where you could significantly improve your call to action, but and because yeah, make it a bit more scannable, and yeah, so that's just one little example. And I think on this video it was, give me a sec, you had a nice little one here. So you got your cool music. Just give it a sec. Okay, so I paused it, and cool. It says, there's a nice little call to action. Pretty much you don't really tell people to call you, but you could put on here. You could put both local and long distance coaching available, or we're happy to coach you over the phone, or our phones are ready to help you get healthy. I don't know the right exact blurb off the top of my head, but what I do know is that this really only implies one of your services. It implies a more like local thing, and because that's how in a lot of people's minds a gym or a service like this operates. It's not long distance. So I would assume that people have no idea that you also do long distance coaching, and start from there. Make it really obvious and clear to them. So, but yeah, so just very simple, but also it's better aligning your site with the goals that you have, and that's the name of the game, right? So yeah, that about does it for the call to action bit. All right, now second biggest problem that I perceive on your website, and a great place where you got a lot of room for improvement on here, is adding a bit more multimedia on here. I know that you are somewhat facile with video, because I see videos all the time on your blog, and so let's talk a little bit about maybe why you should put a bit more multimedia on your website. So I know that Paul Chek, and I'm sure that you yourself, talk a lot about developmental man and the conditions that of developmental, how the conditions of developmental man begat, great health and all this stuff. Well, we can also think about this sort of multimedia, this sort of information environment that developmental man had. And so what did that entail? I mean, if you're running around the forest or the savannah or whatever, you got sound, pictures, and video. That's it. Text is a relatively new invention, and you know what? Text is kind of opaque sometimes. It's not. You can't just like look at this picture and get a feeling like that. I mean that in me, this picture right here invokes a feeling. Something visceral. If I'm really present with myself, I feel like nice green at the bottom. Nice beautiful sunset. Um, Doing some chi cultivating exercise, or it feels really cool. And so that's going to do a couple of things. I mean, it's going to make some of your content easier to digest because, I mean, let's be really honest with ourselves. I mean, sometimes I'll be reading through an article and I'll get bored halfway through. I mean, our brains like to switch it up a bit. So let's say you have a nice picture here at the top, and then you scroll down here and you break up this text again with another nice picture. And it just makes it easier to get across and get your point across, and also easier to digest. And you're going to establish an emotional connection, possibly. Putting little puppies in and babies in like toilet paper ads. Those are and paper towel ads. I mean, that's old hat. So I mean, I'm not saying put little cute doggies on your website, but you know give put the equivalent of cute doggies on your website for your customers. Put someone who just has undergone an amazing body transformation. Show their before and after picture. So I mean, you don't have to do anything radical here, and you don't have to invent anything. A lot of these techniques, you can apply them at a fairly simple level, and you should really improve your website. So, and also it just makes the site appear more professional. I mean, it makes you appear a bit more committed, in my opinion. So here's a couple things you could do right away. You could shoot your own video like you're doing. You could video a workout of yours. You could video a testimonial of someone you've worked with and they had great success. I mean, you have this testimonials page, right? But I don't see a single bit of multimedia on here. I just see a ton of text. I'm never gonna read through all this, to be honest. I mean, I'm not saying it's good to have all this on there, I suppose, but break it up with some pictures, before and after pictures. Throw in a video testimonial of one of your clients. They're just oozing with joy because they got their life back. They can play with their grandkids or their children, and they don't have debilitating back pain anymore. I mean, or you can have, maybe you can get Mick Fanning on here doing a little testimonial. I mean, that's powerful stuff. So yeah, text is great, but you can go beyond the text and be more in line with maybe what developmental man would find easier to digest. So okay, so that's problem, not problem, but area for opportunity and improvement number 2.